Hey guys, welcome back for a new episode of Way Out Wednesday. My name is Dr. Ashley Southard. I work out of Scottsdale, Arizona, where I am the site director and clinical therapist at a New Beginning outpatient treatment center, where we specialize in the treatment of eating disorders, depression, anxiety, trauma, and relationship issues. And within A New Beginning, I'm the co-founder and program director of the Healthy Way Out, which is a program specifically for the treatment of emotional and binge eating. We address the psychological and emotional components of this issue, as well as the nutritional and movement aspects. And I run the 2-day workshops that we offer. People come in from around the country to attend these 2-day workshops about how to finally find true lasting freedom from emotional and binge eating. And then I also provide a lot of one-on-one individual therapy for people who want that as well. So this month's episodes are all about the negative beliefs that can often plague people who are struggling with emotional and binge eating. And I hear clients describe these negative beliefs about themselves day in and day out, and it's just heartbreaking. And so today I want to talk about one of the all too common beliefs that I hear all the time, which is some version of I am broken. And perhaps those words resonate with you as well. Now, there's a lot of different ways in which you might experience this belief. It can be a sense of feeling like you're permanently damaged, like there's something wrong with you, like you're flawed or you're defective. But there's this overall sense of brokenness and really a sense of never being able to be put back together, if you will. So how does this negative belief, I am broken, affect you and maybe show up in your life? Well, the most common thing that I see in people who believe this about themselves is they go back and forth between feeling motivated and trying to fix themselves, but then eventually burning out and feeling hopeless and kind of falling into this space where they feel like nothing is ever going to help them. And if you relate this to your relationship with food, you might really see how that shows up, where you're feeling really motivated to fix your binge eating. And for most people, the way that they do this is they diet. They think that if the binge eating is the problem, well, then dieting is the solution. But most diets are unsustainable and really unenjoyable. And so eventually you kind of burn out on that strategy and you don't get the results you're looking for, at least not long term. And then you're back in that hopeless place, feeling like you're broken, nothing ever works for you, and you're just kind of destined to have to struggle with this for the rest of your life. So that's how we see it show up specifically with the binge eating. In the larger picture, people who believe that they are broken tend to be really critical of themselves and they talk down to themselves. So I'll often hear people say, I'm just a mess. There's just something really wrong with me. Everyone else is, doing well and can seem to follow a diet and can seem to kind of get things together. And I'm just broken and I'm just a mess. And that hopeless belief that there's just something so flawed in you that you're never going to be able to get better can leave you feeling really overwhelmed and really ashamed. And as I've talked about in a lot of my previous videos, those are two key emotional triggers for then binge eating disorder. So it becomes this really vicious cycle. The binge eating leaves you feeling awful about yourself. It can certainly fuel that belief that you're broken. But then the belief that you're broken fuels a sense of overwhelm and shame, which then leads to more binge eating. So it becomes this very vicious cycle that you get trapped in. So where does this belief, I am broken, come from? Well, if we look at it just specific to binge eating and dieting, it really comes from a lack of understanding what this whole binge eating is really about. If you don't understand what it's really about, then you're probably not applying the most helpful solution that you possibly can. And if you're not applying the most helpful solution, you're probably not going to get the best results. And if you don't get the best results, you're probably going to end up believing that there's just something wrong with you that you're not getting good results. But really, the flaw is in the solution that you're trying to apply. So we have to understand that binge eating disorder is not actually an eating problem. The symptoms are showing up in your eating behavior, but the symptoms are not the same as the problem or the root source of why you're turning to food. So you really have to get a good understanding of the deeper psychological underpinnings that fuel binge eating disorder, that fuel the symptoms of overeating. And once you can really understand that, then you can start to apply effective solutions that are going to get you the results that you not only want, but that you deserve. And when you get those effective results, you're not going to believe that you're broken anymore, because what you're going to find, which is what our workshop participants find, is that their bodies actually aren't broken, that they work just as we expect them to do. They respond just as we expect them to. And so this whole time, their bodies have been quite functional and they've been responding exactly as we would expect. The problem has been in the solution that's been applied. So one of the things that we talk a lot about in our 2-day workshops is helping people really understand what binge eating disorder is about, so that then they can start applying the solutions that are going to get them the results that they want. Okay. Now, on a larger scale, separate from just the binge eating disorder, is also understanding yourself. And within understanding yourself is understanding your emotions and your needs and what you like and what you don't like. And if you don't understand yourself very well, then you might feel like you're broken. You might feel like nothing ever works for you. But again, if you're not clear on who you are and what you're feeling and what you need in response to that feeling, then you may find that you try things and they don't quote unquote work, because they're not the solutions that are really designed to be most effective and most helpful for your body. So it's really less about being broken and more about not understanding and not being connected to what's really going on, both in your relationship with food and also in your relationship with yourself. So what can you do to start to change this negative belief about yourself that you are broken? Well, of course, the first thing that I'm going to recommend is that you really start to get a good understanding of what binge eating disorder is all about, and to really start to get a very good understanding of who you are. And what I mean by that is, what do you feel on a regular basis, and what do you want, and what do you need, and what do you like, and what do you not like? Really getting to know yourself and understanding yourself on a very deep and intimate level is then going to empower you to be able to take care of yourself in a way that's very effective and leaves you feeling like, hey, I am not broken. I'm actually quite capable. I'm functioning well and I feel really good. And these are all of the things that we work on in our 2-day workshops. We really teach people what those underpinnings are so that they can then understand what the solution is. The other thing that I would suggest is to really change your vocabulary. I've said before that what you say to yourself, it matters. Your brain and body are listening to everything that you say to yourself. So if you're repeating to yourself, I'm broken, there's something wrong with me, I'm defective and I'm flawed, then your body is going to react to that and it's not going to feel very good. So rather than being broken and needing to be fixed, I want you to really think about how you are evolving and you are growing and you're changing, but you're not going from broken to fixed. You're going from not understanding yourself as well to better understanding yourself. And when you better understand yourself, then you can evolve and improve and change. So really pay attention to your language and work on talking in a kinder way to yourself. Don't say I'm broken. Say I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm changing. Okay? It's a much kinder, more compassionate way of relating to yourself. Okay? All right, so I hope that this is helpful for you. Really work on better understanding what binge eating disorder is about. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I highly recommend that you take the time to do that so that you can start to understand more of what binge eating disorder is all about. And definitely, if you can get out here to Scottsdale, Arizona, I definitely encourage you to check out our 2-day workshops. We offer a 3-part series. You can attend the first workshop only. You can attend all 3 workshops, whatever works for you. But we're going to give you a wealth of information, both from the clinical therapists on our team who are experts in binge eating disorder, but also you're going to learn from our registered dietitian and from our personal trainer. I guarantee you, you're not going to learn the same stuff you've learned before. You're not going to learn how to diet. You're not going to learn how to create some exercise routine that sounds great, but that you can't really keep because it's too much. You're really going to learn how to relate to food in a non-dieting way and how to relate to movement in a non-dieting way. It's exciting. It's fresh, and it is going to set you on the path towards a lifetime of change and a lifetime without binge eating. So it's totally possible, and we really hope to see you there. You can always go to our website, thehealthywayout.com. We have all the information about our 2-day workshops. You can sign up online. You don't even have to interact with anyone if you don't want to. And then you show up. We're going to give you a beautiful workbook. It's 100 pages for every workshop that you attend. And everything we teach you is in there, so you can take it home with you. So definitely check it out. It is the best investment you can make for yourself in this journey of recovery, okay? I know you've tried a lot of other things in the past. You're probably even wondering, yeah, I've tried every program before, nothing ever works, but I don't know. I'm pretty confident that this one's going to change you. We've run a lot of these workshops, we've changed a lot of lives, and you could be next, okay? All right, have a wonderful week. Work on that negative belief that you're defective and broken. You absolutely are not. You are growing and changing. I will be back here next week for another video. In the meantime, have a wonderful couple of days. Take care.